Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. A very happy Satguruvar. This is the Sakar Murli of August 22nd, 2019. Yes, and sweet children, stop performing sinful acts of karma, because you now have to begin the era when no sinful acts are performed. Vikarmajit Sangpa. The question: in what one aspect, Kis Ekbat, should every Brahmin child definitely follow the Father? The answer is just as the Father himself becomes the teacher and teaches you. Each one of you has to become a teacher, like the Father. You have to teach others whatever you learn. You have to establish the land of truth. Shachkan. You are sitting in the boat of truth. Satskinaya. Your boat may rock, but it cannot sink. Nahi. Om Shanti. The spiritual father sits here and has a heart to heart conversation with you, children. He talks to you, spirits, because this is new knowledge. This is new knowledge. It is a study to change from human beings into deities. Manushya, Shashri Devta. Who is teaching you this? You children know that. It is the spiritual father who is teaching you, children, through Brahma. You should not forget this. He is the father, and then he teaches you, and so he is also the teacher. You also know that you are studying for the new world. You should have faith in every aspect. It is only the Father who teaches you for the new world. The main thing is the Father. The Father is giving these teachings through Brahma. He will give them through someone. It is also remembered God teaches Raj Yoga through Brahma. He establishes the original eternal deity, Avishanatan Dharma religion through Brahma. That deity religion doesn't exist now. It is the Iron Age now. So, this proves that heaven is being established. There are only those of the deity religion in heaven. There won't be this many religions, that is, destruction would take place because there are no other religions in the Golden Age. These things are in the intellects of you children. There are now innumerable religions. The Father is now making you into deities from human beings because it is now the confluence age. This is something very easy to explain. They too show establishment through Brahma in the picture of the Trimurti. Of what? It will definitely be establishment of the new world. It cannot be establishment of the old world. You children have the faith that only deities with divine virtues reside in the new world. We also have to imbibe divine virtues while living at home with our families. First of all, we have to conquer lust and become viceless. Yesterday, we would go in front of the images of those deities. You are completely viceless, whereas we are vicious. We will feel ourselves to be vicious because we used to indulge in vice. The Father now says, You have to become as viceless as you also have to imbibe divine virtues. You cannot be said to have now divine virtues to indulge in vice and to get angry are devilish traits. Will deities have agreed that thy vices do not exist there? This is the world of Raven. Raven takes birth at the confluence of the Silver and Copper Ages. Just as there is the confluence of the Old World and the New World, so that too is a confluence of two ages. There is now a lot of sorrow and many illnesses in the kingdom of Ravan. This is called the kingdom of Ravan. They burn Ravan every year while going on the path of sin. They become vicious, Vikari. You now have to become viceless, mere Vikari. It is here that you have to imbibe divine virtues. Daivigun. Everyone receives the fruit of their actions. Karmukapal. You children shall not commit any sin now. One is the king, who is the conqueror of sinful actions, Vikarmajit, and the other is the king who performs sinful actions, Vikram. This is the era of sinful actions, Vikram Samarth. That is, it is the period of Ravan and the vicious ones. Ravan, neither does anyone understand this, nor does anyone know the duration of the cycle. In fact, deities are conquerors of sinful actions. In 5,000 years, there are 2,000 years of King Vikram and 2,500 years of King Vikramadjit. Although those people say that half the cycle is of a King Vikram, they don't understand anything. You say that the period of King Vikramadjit begins with the year 1 and then after 2,500 years the period of King Vikram begins. The period of King Vikram is now to end, and you are now becoming emperors and empresses or conquerors of sinful actions. Vikarmajit, Maharaja, Maharanis. When you have begun that, the period of King Vikarmajit will begin. Only you know these things. They ask you, why have you made Brahma sit here? Oh, but why are you bothered about that? It is not this one who is teaching us. We are studying with Shiv Baba, and this one too is studying with that too. And the one who is teaching us is the ocean of knowledge. Is Gyan Ka Shagar. He is without an image. Vichitra. He doesn't have an image, that is, he doesn't have a body. He is called the incorporeal one. Nirakari. All incorporeal souls reside there. Everyone remembers the Paramatmita Brahma. He is a father of souls. A physical father would not be called a supreme. This is something to understand. School students pay attention to their studies. When someone has become a barrister and claimed his status, his study ends. It isn't that he continued to study after becoming a barrister. No, his study then ends. You too don't need to study after you have become deities. The kingdom of deities continue for 2,500 years. Only you children know these things. You then have to explain to others. You should also be concerned that if you don't teach others, how could you be called a teacher? You're all teachers since you're children of the teacher. All of you have to become teachers. So many teachers are needed to teach this. Just as the Father is the teacher and the Sadguru, similarly, you too are teachers. We are also Sadgurus, children of the Sadguru. Those people are not Sadgurus, they are Gurus, children of a Guru. Sat means the truth. Bharat used to be called the land of truth. Sachkan. This is the land of falsehood. Judhan. Baba alone establishes the land of truth. He is the true Sai Baba. When the real Father comes, false ones also emerge. It is remembered storms will come, and the boat will rock, but it will not sink. Tufainainke paraintumbenai. It is explained to you, children, that many storms of Maya will come. You must not be afraid of them. Sannyasis never say to you, storms of Maya will come. They don't know where they will take the boat across to. You children know that you cannot receive salvation by performing devotion. People continue to come down even though they say that God comes and gives them the fruit of their devotion. Devotion indefinitely has to be performed. Cha? What fruit of devotion does God come and give? He would surely grant salvation. People say this, but they don't know when or how He would grant it. If you ask anyone, they will say that it has continued eternally, that it has continued from time immemorial. चलती आ रही है परम चल ही है. When did they begin to burn an effigy of Ravan? They will say from the beginning of time. Parampara. When you explain to them, they say that your knowledge is new. Those who understood this in the previous cycle will quickly understand it. Leave aside Brahma, the birth of Shiv, does take place, and they refer to this as Shivratri, the night of Shiv. The Father explains my birth is divine and unique, Divya and Alokik. I do not take birth like ordinary human beings, because they all take birth through a womb. They become bodily beings. I do not enter a womb. No one, except the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the ocean of knowledge, can give this knowledge. No human being can be called the ocean of knowledge. This praise belongs to only the incorporeal one. The incorporeal Father teaches and explains to you, psyches, you children have become body conscious while playing your parts in the kingdom of Ravan. The knowledge that is this, the Atma that does everything is forgotten. These are the organs. I am a psyche, and if I want, I can make these organs work or not. In the incorporeal world, psyches remain seated there without bodies. You now know your home. Those people consider their home to be God. They are those who have knowledge of the Brahma element and other elements. They say, we will merge into the Brahma element. If they said that they will reside in the Brahma element, God will then be separate, but they consider the Brahma element to be God. This is also fixed in the drama. They even forget the Father. Should you not remember the Father who makes you into the masters of the world, because He is the one who creates heaven? You are now the most auspicious, confluence, aged Brahmins. You are now becoming the most elevated human beings. The lowest human beings bow down in front of the highest beings. They go to the temples of the deities and sing so much praise. You now know that we are becoming deities once again. This is something very simple. The variety form image has been explained to you. There is also the varieties cycle. Those people simply remember the Brahmins, deities, and warriors. Brahman, Devata, Kshatriya. There are the images of Lakshmi and Narayan. The Father comes and corrects everyone. He's also correcting you because whatever you have been doing on the path of devotion for birth after birth was wrong. That is why you became Tamopradhan. This is the unrighteous world. There is nothing but sorrow here, because it is the kingdom of Ravan. All are vicious. The kingdom of Ravan is unrighteous, whereas the kingdom of Ram is righteous. This is the Iron Age, and that is the Golden Age. This is something to be understood. Have you ever seen that one taking up any scriptures? He has given you his own knowledge and has also given you the explanation of creation. Listen, journey of Rachna. Those who study the scriptures, sastras, and relate them to others have the scriptures in their intellects. So, the bestower of happiness for all is the one. Sudatta is the one Shiv Baba. He alone is the highest and high Father. He is called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. The Unlimited Father definitely gives the unlimited inheritance. You became residents of heaven 5,000 years ago, and you are now residents of hell. The Father is called Rama, not that Rama of the Silver Age. The Sita was abducted. He was not the bestower of salvation. That Rama was a king. He was not even an emperor, Raja, not even a Maharaja. The difference between an emperor and a king has also been explained to you. That one is 16 celestial degrees, and this one is 14 degrees. In the kingdom of Brahman too there are emperors and kings. Those are very wealthy, the others are less wealthy. They cannot be called those of the Sun dynasty or the Moon dynasty. Amongst them the wealthy ones receive the title of emperor. Those who are less wealthy receive the title of king. It is now the rule of people over people. Rajya of the Praja over the Praja. There is no lord or master. The subjects used to consider that king to be their provider, the bestower of food, but that too has now disappeared. Now look at the condition of people. There is so much fighting and quarreling, etc. You now have all that knowledge from the beginning to the end. In your intellects, the Father, the Creator, is now here in a practical way, and there will then be a story made of this. On the path of devotion, you too are now here in a practical way. You rule for half the cycle, and you will later just become a story. The images of you still remain. Ask anyone when those ones ruled, and they would reply that it was hundreds of thousands of years ago. Sannyasis belong to the path of isolation. You belong to the pure household ashram, and you don't have to go to the impure household ashram. No one knows about the happiness of heaven. Those on the path of isolation cannot teach anything about the family path. Pravriti. Previously, they used to reside in the forests and they had that power. Food used to be taken to them in the forests. Now they don't have any power left. Similarly, you had the power to rule there. But where is that power now? You are the same ones, are you not? You no longer have that power. The original religion of the people of Bara does not exist now. There is now a religion. The fathers say, I come and carry out establishment of religion and destroy religiousness. I take those who have become irreligious into religion. All the rest that remain will be destroyed. Nevertheless, the Father explains to you, children. Give everyone the Father's introduction. The Father alone is called the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. It is only when you become very unhappy that the Father then comes and makes you happy. This play is eternally predestined. Bana Banaya Keri. Acha. To the sweetest beloved long lost now found, children love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, father, and Bapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharna, the first point, in order to become the most elevated beings. Uttam Purush, at this most auspicious confluence, Sangam Yuga, Purushottam Sangam Yuga, make effort Purushat to become so conscious. Atma Babhimani, you have found the true Father, and so do not perform any true or unrighteous acts. Second, do not be afraid of the storms of Maya. Maya Ketufan. Always remember that the boat of truth will rock, but it will not sink. Satki nahi, dulegi nahi. Become Satguru, children of the Satguru, and take everyone's boat across. Naya par. The blessing, the Vardhan is, may you become an embodiment of remembrance and full of happiness, entertainments, by remembering your fortune according to the time. May you, Smriti Swarup, end and full of happiness, Kushi, Pratyo Shebrapur, by remembering your fortune, your bhagya, according to the time. Samaye Pramad. In devotion and memory of you, souls, for embodiments of remembrance, devotees even today remember the specialty, the Vishesta, of your every act and become lost in unique spiritual experiences. Alokis. Therefore, you must have had very many experiences in your practical lives. Simply become aware and experience the form according to the time and the act in an emerged form, and you will become treasure stores, Bandar, of unique happiness and attainments. Vichitra Kushi, Vichitra Prati, the unlimited song will emerge from your hearts. I have attained that which I wanted to attain. A slogan: if you want to become number one, simply continue to place your steps in Father Brahma's footsteps. If you want to become number one, simply continue to place your steps in Father Brahma's footsteps. Kadam ke kadam rakhe chalo. Om Shakti, Om Shanti. Om.